Guys, they used the number again. Oh my god, no way. They used the phone call again. Guys, this is getting so intense. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This is so intense.
Drop it over there.
Now stick on both of them. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Put your hands on the railing.
Oh my god. Oh, get the dirt. Yep. Yes! Yes! Get the dirt. Kill him! Kill him! Oh, 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 no! Oh. No, 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 no! Get him, get him! Yeah, throw it to him. Throw that lamb thing to him. Yes, get him. Right there. Yes. That's epic, guys. That's epic. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Get him, get him, get him. Yes. Give him. Yes. Give him the energy. Damn right. Oh my god, yes. There you go. Hey guys, Hey guys. I usually say hey everyone. Hey everyone, your girl is here. Holy cow, guys. I just finished season 3. And that was so intense. I did want to come on and share that tomorrow my gram does not go to the doctor. So I was thinking what I was going to do is do my first practice test here in Pennsylvania. And I will probably go to where those whitewater rapids were. Because if you guys remember the one in the middle, right, how deep that was, do you guys remember that? So I was thinking that I would just practice that there, and then probably go on a hike then. Or no, well, it's Wednesday. Swimming isn't until like almost 3, so if I leave early enough, I could actually do all of that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. A little bit of a switch of plans, but that'll be okay. So, like I said, I will go for a hike beforehand. So whether I'm doing a run beforehand or a flat hike, because I will hike in a mainly flat area. It's mainly flat. So I'll hike in my mainly flat area. I actually haven't been there for a very long time. And then also have enough time to get back in this neck of the woods, right, for swimming. So that's what we'll do tomorrow. I'll go ahead and I'll take my GoPro and my clogs and probably a towel as well. So that way then I can actually walk. And I don't even know if I'll even be able to walk at all. Because if you guys remember, last year I could, but now that we've had all this rain, right, and all that ice broke, like the stream and the creek is probably pretty full. But it'll definitely be really, really crazy. And also, if that white thing underneath, is behind me again, I will definitely figure out what that is this time. And then, also, I also didn't share, but this also, I should have shared this at the time. It's also kind of common sense, but that time that my GoPro, my paddleboard was stuck underneath that tree, right, whenever I fell off, that obviously, you guys could tell, is in essence how hard it was, right, for me to rip it up. I'm like, come on, paddleboard, right? So, that's obviously what the fish would be dealing with, right, once they held on to it. If on some very odd chance, right, like they pulled hard enough that even, well, with me sitting on it, would add more weight, so it'd be easier to submerge. You guys get the point, right? So, that's also what I was talking about with, they'll probably just give up on it, And then also, speaking of the movies as well, so I didn't share this, but this is also pretty common sense, but I'll share it. So, also speaking of the movies, right, with murder, right, and they actually do a decent job with a person doesn't kill somebody without any emotion behind it, and they do a good job showing it. Thankfully, I've been blessed to never actually see that happen in real life, but obviously, if you did see it happen in real life, it'd probably be about the same, right? So, yes, people don't, yes, murder people without any emotion behind it. And so they do show that to a T without actually ever seeing it myself. But I have the additional part that very, very, very few people have. Only like 4% of the world, right? Which is very, very small. Which is they do a good job into the answer of the question, right? One of those multitude of different dealings that happen, right, as you're actually in the process before you fully transfer over, which is actually one of the very last things, but it is the life review, right, that I had shared before. So, yeah, so I kind of thought that was crazy to do that little comparison and actually just have that realization with that, you know? So, yes, the movies do a decent job with the life review, right? And that part of the answer to the question, what happens when we die, right? So they do a decent job with that, and they obviously do a decent job with a person doesn't kill somebody without any emotion behind it, right? So anyhow, guys, I'm gonna go ahead though. I'm gonna get going, and then we will officially talk tomorrow. We may or may not put out my camera, but probably not. We'll save that for Thursday. I would like to get it out tomorrow, but I mean nobody's gonna like follow my tracks, you know. And it's not gonna be that muddy because it's only like a half an inch tonight and a quarter tomorrow. So we'll be good. So that can wait till Thursday for sure. But anyhow guys, I'm gonna go ahead here. I'm gonna get going. I'll talk to you guys later. Hey everyone, your girl is here, so I'll go ahead and leave this up for just real quick 10 seconds. You guys can pause it if you need to. So coming to you guys tonight now, I just want to come on and show that so you guys can obviously see, and I'll post the rest of my results recently up here in the corner. Well, I'll just on the page, my bad. So anyhow, you guys can see after that, I pretty much started moving into my 3 miles, and then I got into the 4 miles. So I've definitely been really, really improving really, really well. So you guys can see the best time is 17:51, so that'll be the time to beat. I did want to come on and also share briefly from earlier today a little gray area that also goes off a cool edition in general too. So you know how people write those articles, and I've read them obviously before, right? With like how you can be a good person, right? Or if they are truly a good person, just not on the surface. Well, you guys know how one of them said that they only will do a good deed if somebody's looking, right? So this is a cool twist with what I said earlier. So obviously, how can a vlogger, right, an everyday vlogger, have that sense of achievement, right? Well, it's actually quite simple. So obviously with, you know, money and somebody losing money nowadays, it's unless you're at like a in the woods pretty much on like one of those kind of trails, there's going to be video footage, right? So it's like, okay, so most people would probably just do it because they know that they could review the cameras. But some people would actually do good even if it was in like a parking lot at a state game lands where there's no cameras around, right? So relating to that life, most of the times it is private, right? Even the appropriate end is private, right? Like I said with Thomas Rhett and how he made his music video. But people actually get to see the effects in a positive way, right? And you can tell that that life was engaged in appropriately, right? By like, you know, weddings, right? Marriages and all of that. And then you can also sometimes see it for yourself Now that kind of gets into somewhat of the spiritual realm, like God gifted me the gift of love, right? Some people would say go off like a Greek, right? They would put like a Greek god, right, into it and stuff like that. Again, all religions point to Jesus. Jesus doesn't point to one religion, so yes, everybody worships Jesus, even if they don't say they're worshiping, which is why all religion is good, even if they decide to just focus on one part, and they have a second half of the statement that they don't ever say. But anyhow, so what I was getting at though is how can a everyday vlogger, well, for me, people can relate to people who relate to them, right? So there's certain things that are universal turnoffs though, and one of them is people pretending to be perfect, right? When people talk themselves up, pretend to be perfect when they're not, people have a really hard time relating to that, right? And they're like, how am I ever going to find common ground and be a long-time follower of this person if I don't have that, right? And because I'm not perfect, and this person just keeps talking himself up and making themselves seem perfect. So no, obviously I waited to share that with you guys till it was the right time, which obviously, again, there's cameras in that building that I was in, but you guys get the point though. Even though there's cameras, people can still be suffering with that kind of stuff. Not, and when's it even suffering with it? But you guys get the point though. I kind of wanted to share that, that how can, again, a vlogger, right, who vlogs every day, have that. You're just not trying to, and then because it is something that's private, you waited a while because of that, so you also have like a double whammy, like positive feeling, right? And you're not trying to make yourself seem perfect. And yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like your own sense of security that you can have, if that makes any sense. I wanted to come on and share that. So there was obviously that, that relation to earlier. So that was really, really cool, like a double whammy, that you can feel that sense of, even because it is private and quiet, but it's normal, and then people can hear about it and you can prosper in a sense, right? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a really, really cool twist and way to intertwine everything, because I do obviously have a lot of those articles I need to read tonight, and I just also, thought of that really cool addition. So I'll go ahead though, I'll get going, because now tomorrow's video is already 15 minutes, but I don't really care, guys, because this is getting close to Florida, and I've already had, what, 3, I think even 5 actually, hour videos this year. So that's okay, guys. That's what you do during a super lush life. But regardless, I wanted to come on and share that. That was a really, really cool, because I was actually thinking about that at work tonight. I was like, well, I mean, what really, and sometimes it's good to, like, ask yourself, like, what was the purpose, right? Because remember, like I said, a lot of times, people find purpose when they stop and think and ask those kind of questions, right? They don't ask, well, who died and made 212 the boss, right? Like, seriously, like, why does it have to be 212? Why not 215? Right? Like, why can't water start to boil at 215? We just accept, right? But now, a lot of people find purpose in the sense of who they are and where they're going in the end, right? Like, your heart stops, right? You're dead, right? Your heart is 0, you're announced deceased, right? Like, that's when people start to think, like, okay, so did I ever stop and think about why is it disturbing, right? Like, why do people put that wording on, right? Like, for example, those journal entries, right? They're brutal to read. Did I ever stop and think about why, though? I mean, nothing happens after this life, right? And then, right? And then, again, they start to question all of that. And that's when they find their purpose, right? Whenever they question. Yeah, seriously, though, why is it disturbing, right? I mean, if nothing happens after this, why, right? Like, why disturbing? You know what I'm saying? So, why is that the word that people use, right? Yeah, so anyhow, guys, I'll go ahead though and I'll get going. I just wanted to come on and share that nice little uh well, no, it's actually I actually didn't actually come up with a combo for that, but you guys know what it is. It's the job after the so job, right? The trio, and the so job itself, right? Yeah, because you could incorporate that in there. But it was obviously much different though. But it's the same though too at the same time. So it's different, but it's actually the same. So yeah, that is crazy, guys. But I don't know what combo to call that. But you guys get the point. It actually applies to both, you know. So yeah. Anyhow, yeah, and that could also go off the location one too, right? And you guys already know what instance that's talking about, right? So it's like, yeah, and I'm not gonna go back through, and my history won't even go back that far. But you guys get the point, right? Like that's also super easy to manage too, So it can actually have a very positive effect, and it can have the same positive effect, right? Sharing that and knowing you did something, it can be that same effect, right? You did the right, even when uh you did right even when no one was looking, and even in the times when it was, kind of society, I guess you could say, was against you, right? Against your odds, right? Because society, yes, obviously has security cameras for multiple different reasons at gas stations, Walmarts, McDonald's, the drive through, yada, 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 right? But they don't have them certain places, right? So you can have that same kind of gratification, you know, and which can lead to joy if done appropriately and voiced appropriately, like I've said. So, anyhow, guys, this is in 10 minutes, so now just wanted to come on and share all of that. So, I'm going to go ahead now. I'm definitely going to get going. Definitely really, really tired. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So it's now like 7:45. I literally just woke up. My body actually, because of how excited I've been and everything, it officially went into like extreme sleep override or something, whatever you want to call it. But holy cow, guys, I just looked. My heart rate went down to 36 last night, guys, if this watch is right. And it always is, because it's usually within one or two of the, like, pulse oxes and stuff whenever I go to the doctor. Holy cow, guys. Which is two away from when I did it on my own. That's crazy, guys. That is wild. That's crazy. I just looked at it and I was like, what? And I just got an email as well. So my lava swimwear is supposed to be here today. My lava sunset. It's actually from Vibe Swimwear. But oh my god, guys, it's great. We have two different suits to try on. But we also might not try them on as well, just depending on the time and when I'm officially back in this neck of the woods. But holy cow, guys, I'm so excited to take on today. So, my guess, maybe my figuring out my times and stuff worked, but holy cow, guys, that was so low. That's wild. Anyhow, so I'm gonna go ahead here. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna get some cereal, and then we're gonna go about my day. We're gonna have a super lush life day. Well, this isn't considered super lush life day, but it is gonna be super fun. So, I was thinking also last night, probably today's title will just be "Who Are You When I'm Not Looking?" twist with, way much more, with much more fun stuff or something like that. I'll come up with it, or it just might be called "Who Are You When I'm Not Looking?" So because that'll be a lot of characters, and you only get 100. So anyhow, guys, let's roll and let's get into today. I am beyond elated, guys, beyond elated. So talk to you guys later. Oh, wait, so last night I did get an email from Doll whenever I was at work, and yes, indeed, I wasn't the only person who got that scam. So they did email me, and it looks legit from them that it is a scam, that it is on its way. So that was good. So anyhow, guys, talk to you guys later.
Hey everyone, your girl is here, so it's now 9:17, just in time. Holy cow, I literally just packed up my entire car with everything that I just had. And anyhow guys, holy cow, here it is. Finally, here it is. Oh my god, these are the strappy bottoms. They feel really, really small, so hopefully these mediums will work. And then hopefully I can get that full set beforehand. If not, I'll just have strappy bottoms and that top, and who knows, that might actually be a decent look. Although it would be really, really nice to have that lace, like the Black Victoria's Secret. So I was actually thinking about maybe writing to them, because they are still awaiting the package, USPS, so I'll just kind of, give it, just ask them, and obviously they'll know spring break's coming up. Anyhow, so then this is also my Vibe swimwear, which is the Lava Sunset, guys. Oh my god. So I'm so excited to try those on, guys, when I officially come back today. But without further ado, I really got to get down there and do my test. So anyhow, let's go ahead and let's get on down there. Here we go. It's a good thing this train's getting through. There it goes. Alright guys, so it looks like the rain has officially stopped. I can't, is that another freaking train coming, or is that the one that was going? I know you guys can see this is all the distance that I would have had, which is freaking insane. Alright guys, the sun is finally coming out, so this is insane. But we're gonna see if it'll work. So I'm gonna have to hold this in one hand while I film, guys. It's like not being able to scope. everyone, your girl is here. So holy cow, guys, I am now officially back at my car, guys. That was wild. Holy cow. I'm still super thrilled and excited. Holy cow. Wow, that was wild, guys. I'm very happy and excited to see how it will sway in the ocean. I definitely realized with this as well that I need my gripper gloves, so I'm definitely gonna have gripper gloves. Yeah, but holy cow, guys, that was crazy. You guys saw I got completely soaked. I did also start my video like that because I didn't think of that song on Tuesday, Monday. But anyhow, whenever I was talking about the musicians, right, just have an ear for that. And it's just something that they can just do, right? So, for example, everybody knows, like, with Britney, right? It's Britney, right? You're not going to do, like, the piano for Bohemian Rhapsody, right? During that. So, that was crazy that I forgot to add that in. But, yeah, I'm definitely still very happy and excited to see how the whirlpool looked underneath there. And then, you know, definitely we'll see how it will sway in the ocean in just a little bit of time, guys. 28 days. Oh my god. This is getting so intense, guys. I am so happy and thankful that I tried it today. So, we'll definitely try for like another kind, you know, of time. This summer for sure, whenever it's lower, right, to really get it down in there. So that'll be really, really fun. Actually walk like right to it this time, you know, so that'll be really, really fun. But regardless, guys, I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm gonna get on my hike. It's 10:36, so I want to get there. So I keep saying because I'm trying to just really speed this along because I really want to get to my hiking place and then obviously get back to my place and dry off a little bit and not be super wet before I go on my swim later on today. So holy cow, guys, very happy and excited. Let's get to the hiking spot. Alright, guys, here we are. We're finally now officially at my hiking location. So before it starts to downpour again, we're going to go ahead and get on in here. If you guys remember this place is the place where the people got way too curious, right? You guys remember that? And then obviously where I go over that little bridge. So I'm definitely curious and anxious to see what's all back here and see if anything has changed because it has been a while since I've been here. So let's officially get going in here without further ado. Alright guys, so before I officially head on in though, we're gonna get some like photos. So we're gonna be like here, be like first time in a while. Alright guys, so officially now, with all of those photos, now we can officially walk on in here. You guys remember, my past, like 5 films that I've had, I haven't, not my past 5, probably like my past 3, I haven't gotten, you know, like thumbnails, right? Oh god, here comes the rain. So, obviously, I haven't gotten thumbnails, and my one video you guys saw whenever I tested my anchors, my chain links. Whenever I had tested my chain links, I wasn't even like looking directly at the camera and like smiling kind of, right? Like my thumbnail for the day that I got my doll swimwear, which was last Saturday. So yeah, there's definitely just been a couple things that have come up that I haven't gotten my thumbnails. I need to start working on my thumbnails. Now that, I guess you could say now that I'm not on Instagram as much, or even less frequent, you could say, I've been out of the way of getting photos, and then obviously, therefore, that happens, right? So yeah, anyhow, we'll officially go ahead and walk on in here. It definitely looks very, very, very nice, guys.
back in the groove, guys. Super lush life. Welcome to a super lush life summer in here, Alyssa. Way too many times I've heard it, but not enough. Wait, way too many times. We'll definitely hear it many more times. There we go. This is fun, guys. I'm gonna get on up in here and check it out. And yeah, so let me go ahead and walk on in here a little bit and then be back in on with you guys. Alright guys, so here I officially am now where the bridge is. So I have one more bridge to get to, and then we are officially at my location, guys. This will be really, really fun. So here we go. Actually guys, I just ended the film. It is Super Lush Life. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to go up to this house again. We're going to get some photos up there. And then we're actually going to walk probably about a good half mile of that, guys. So I'll have enough time still to get home in time. And it'll be a nice half mile, right? So walk a new trail. Because actually as many times as I've been here, I've actually never went to that trail. So then I will. So that'll be cute. Alright guys, let's get on up in here. Here we go. We're almost there. Actually, I'll just flip and do a slow speed up. Not super, super fast. Alright guys, here we go. This is awesome. My tripod should have been here. For reals. Oh yeah guys, look at this. This is nice actually. I'll just go ahead and leave this here for a second. And screenshot that for a thumbnail. And even over there. Alright guys, let's head on in. Let's walk on in and see if any more damage has occurred, right? Because you guys remember, they were ready, or they were curious, right? These people last time. You know, guys, it almost looks like somebody actually recently had a wedding here. That's crazy. Because why would this white tarp be here, right? Do my own little. Wait, hang on. Okay, so actually, let me see. See, there's no place for in the middle, so I'll just have to do like a slant. Or wait, find a rock where it will kind of bend back into the middle. I mean, way back here. I could do way back here. I mean, it's not going to be head on, but it can still be. Right? Wait, hang on. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to bring you guys up. Honestly. Let's bring you guys. Let's do like this right here. Yep, and then there we go. Good job, Alyssa. Alright guys, here we go. Right, hang on. Well, each time I have to move back further, so. And then we'll be like, got this covered. Or I can even be like, that's not something you do, right? At a wedding meal, do pull up. What the heck? Something like that. Wait, hang on. Alright, well, I'm not jumping high enough for all of that. You guys get the point. So, I don't know, can you actually see my lace? My black lace? Yeah, you actually can. That's crazy, guys. That's what I have on today. My black lace storms. And woo, no, not gonna pull it up on in, guys. Not gonna be doing that. We're not gonna be super showful here, guys. Alright, guys, so, let's start with the house. See what's going on in here, you know? I think that's crazy, though. That's really cool. Whoever did that. That is really, really cool. I like it. Okay, so... Okay. They get a little bit too curious. I'm surprised the township. Yellow. You know, I'm surprised the township has never, you know, like drove their cars up here, like, late at night, and, like, put something up there, you know, on the roof, for, like, surveillance, right, so they can kind of see who does and doesn't go up there, you know what I'm saying? So, alright guys, let's walk on over here, see what this has to offer us. Okay. Well, how about we don't and say we did, guys? Oh my god, guys, no! No! Well, hey, guys, there's still time, actually. It would just be a hell of a walk. I always want to throw my GoPro underneath. I have to watch. But I always want to throw my GoPro, right, like underneath one of those and just kind of see. You know? Oh my god, guys, look, even down here. Look at this, like, drop off. You know? Well, I guess this is as high as it goes. Sorry, I thought I flipped it back around, so. Ooh. Oh, Melissa, watch yourself, girl. Yeah, guys, let's see. Because I've always wanted to, like, know, like, what's back behind, right? So just, like, drop it down in there. Hang on. Like this you can see to the bottom. But like what's behind this? Like directly behind it, right? The only way to know is to drop something down there, you know? So what the heck, Alyssa? Oh. Well, let me see what time it is. 11:04. There's always tomorrow, guys. And actually probably tomorrow will be better. Because it's Wednesday or Thursday. It's supposed to be cooler. Yeah, I'll just come back tomorrow and see. That'll be my second test, you know, because I always wondered, like, how do they know, right, like the makeup, right, of Niagara Falls, right? Well, at some point they would have had to have had a camera, right, go in there, you know. Here you have to really focus so you can see the bottom. But yeah, stuff like that, guys. It's always really, really cool and fun to see. So, yeah. Alright, well, I guess this wall is actually all the same, but I'm not going to jump down there. So, yeah, guys, that was really, really fun. That gives me also a fun thing to do tomorrow. Since tomorrow I won't be on a time crunch, you know. Today, I really, really want to get my final, like, finale set of swimming practices done, so. I, like, bite something? Something bit me? That's crazy. Just jump, Alyssa. Just jump. Alright, guys. So, yeah. We'll come back tomorrow and see. And it's, oh my god. Guys, look. Nothing bit me, but it's so itchy. Maybe there's a real fine little thing there. Maybe something did bite me a little bit. Gosh, why is that so itchy? Alright, guys. So, smack your booty and get on with it. Oh my god, guys. It's so itchy. Alright, and also definitely tomorrow bring the tripod. Tripod Thursday tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Definitely bring that tripod and get all dolled up, right? I'm not sure what I'll wear, but I'll definitely get like some kind of like wedding dress, right? Kind of stuff. That'll be so fun, guys. Oh my god! Alright, guys. So, you know what? And also, tomorrow we can save, since I am on a little bit of a time crunch, tomorrow we can save that other bridge. And today, we'll go down this trail. So, what do they call this? The Creekside Trail. Duh! What else would they call it, Alyssa? Right? Yeah. Alright, guys. So, let me go ahead and start my watch, and we'll see how long. Wait, no. Why do I always do that? Workout, hiking, and 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here it comes. Alright, guys. Let's walk the Creekside Trail. Whoa. Oh, okay. They probably did that so water wouldn't rush and they wouldn't have to start the trail on this end. They probably made their own like little dam there. Alright guys, walk a first new trail Wednesday. And it's also a wild Wednesday because like I said, with as many times as I've been here, I've really only ever stayed on those main trails. So, yeah. Oh guys, that's nice. Look at that through there. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh my. Heck yeah. So tomorrow's the tripod and the GoPro round 2. So, which also makes for switching plans. So that'll be fun. And guys, you guys can switch it up. Why? Because it's the way you wanna. Doing it all night, all summer. The way you wanna. Went low, went high. What matters is now, guys. That's where we are, right here, right now. Look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful barreling on down. That's beautiful, guys. Top of the line. Let's get some photos. There, my glasses fogged up, but holy cow, guys, that was really, really beautiful. I really like that. Heck yeah. That's like a background, you know. Could even be used as like a, like a bulletin, or even like a postcard. Well, part of a postcard, not just one thing itself, though, right? Like, postcard from Australia, right? Obviously, there is a kangaroo on it. And I think yeah, because my granddaughter, when she was there, she sent it. Anyhow, yes. It's like, it has like a kangaroo, and that's just one thing, right? And also they do that with currency too, right? Like, other countries also kind of do the same with their currency, right? Obviously the United States, duh, right? Have you guys see this quick? So obviously, you guys know George Washington played a big, big part in our revolution. So of course he's, you know, on the $1 bill, right? And then also my coworker was telling me, and I actually totally forgot all about this. This would have been lovely, by the way, in the fall time. This whole vast. And I can't believe it. They've all kept their leaves this long. But he had told me that, I think it was before George Washington. It was after a fight somewhere, but the United States was actually technically without a leader for hash YA. Hang on, guys, I got distracted again. N8, I don't know what that means. Sammy 14. Maybe these are hikers, and these are their names. So I think that might be their like screen name, maybe. There you go. That'll be a good Wednesday. You know, I hope you guys can see it though. But anyhow, regardless, he said that it was like 10 or 11 years that we were all without a leader. So he said all of the, was it, not district people, it was like almost like senators, right? They all met in Philly. So that's also another big thing, because you know, Philly is so big with the birthplace of America, and Pennsylvania too, and all of the 13 colonies. But that's also why they have Independence Hall, right, on the back of the 100, right? So that's kind of cool and fun, which I'm thinking if I do go there, I'll have to revisit there. Because I remember crossing the street whenever I went there in like 6th grade. But other than that, I don't really remember much. I remember there was like a museum, and it almost looked like chopsticks, but they weren't chopsticks. They were probably like drums or some kind of like music that they do for like their band, right? Just how they do the drums, right? When the military's coming out for the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So it's probably something like that, but and I don't even remember the Liberty Bell. Like, I don't even remember standing in line for the Liberty Bell. But you can also see it, though. Because they did show that. Remember when they were supposed to get, like, a foot down there? And then they actually only end up getting, like, a couple inches, like 4 or 5. But they had actually showed, they said, okay, here's all these people in line for the Liberty Bell. However, they're probably doing it now so they can get rid of it before the storm or something like that. But yeah, so that was crazy that I learned that from my coworker, which he has now since left. He decided to get a job as a security officer at a different place. But yeah, that was kind of cool, right? To learn all that from him. Yeah, so then I never got to talk to him about the bomb or the nuke, right, from Visual Venture in North Carolina. So, yeah. Alright, guys, here we go. Here it is, look. Here it is, all barreling down. Alright, guys, I think this actually ends up being the whole Creekside Trail. So, if that's the case, we walk the whole trail. And this one is obviously a shorter one, but walk the whole trail Wednesday again. That's really, really fun. And also, I actually never got a photo kind of like looking up at it, so here we go. You know, like be down here far enough that you can get a decent photo, right? Looking up. Oh, guys. No, it's low enough. I can cross without issues. All right. I'm not gonna break an arm doing this either. Yeah, they're all pretty stationary. No wobbling.
except that last little bit. But anyhow, guys, let's officially go on up in here. There was only ever 2 cars other than me down there at the parking lot, so whew. Let's see what's up here, guys. I actually never came through it from this end, so that'll be fun. See what's up here, get a different photos of it. No, I'm not gonna be able to, guys. No. Alright, guys, well, I guess I am officially gonna walk back up and around and then just get my photos there and then probably be done for today. It's a good 20-minute video into 20 minutes last night. Then the GoPro film is a good probably 5. Like, this is a really long video, but that, again, you can have before Florida. So, and guys, super lush life too, right? Like last year I had a couple, but it was only 50%, right? So this year, even, you know, on days where it's not a lot of Florida updates, right? You can still have a lot. And you should, because it's super lush life. All night, all summer, I'm doing it the way I wanna. Alright, guys, let's see what we got going on up here. I will speed this part up again. So, alright, guys, here we are. Look at that, guys. That's beautiful in itself, too. For real. Guys, let's get the photo. It's been so long, guys. Yeah, there we go. That'll be good. So, alright, guys, we will walk. Actually, just a little bit. I should shut off my tracker too, but I didn't. So, that's okay. Alright, guys. Yeah. I don't really see a way that I can get there. So, that'll be fine. Alright. So, or get to that spot. So as soon as we get up this little incline here, we'll officially end it. So and there's not many additions to add, which is nice. So that means that I can pretty much add all this in and then listen to it. There's a robin. There it is, guys. Here, I'm gonna get out all this mud. No, it's not gonna. I was gonna say, watch it get its warm. Then we definitely know spring is right around the corner. Even though we keep getting all of these, you know, teases, we know that there's not many more teases until it's actually official, right? Like I said, with Pennsylvania, right? And that would be what, 30 longitude, or no, latitude, 30 latitude, because I think the lowest Pennsylvania is I don't remember honestly. It's 30 though. Alright guys, so this will end for today. As soon as we get up here to that trail here where the log is, we'll get a photo looking back, and then we'll officially be done for now. There's another 2 more guys, look. 3. Guys, that's crazy. Alright guys, here we go. Come on, flip. Here we go. Okay. We flipped around. Then we'll go ahead here and get this photo. And then I'll work on this walking back. So that'll be fun. Alright guys, so that'll officially do this part of the video. I'll go ahead here, I'll get going, and then like I said, tomorrow will officially come, or, you know, depending on how I feel when I come back, honestly, get back to my car, I may honestly just grab that chain and just bring it on up in. And we'll just do that test now, today. And then, that way then, because of gas prices and everything, you know, I'm not, wasting, it's not really wasting that time, but you guys get the point though. So yeah, so probably tomorrow, and then we also do have to make another day. I was just thinking about tea for tomorrow, for a Tuesday, or a Thursday. So something like test the GoPro or test your tripod Thursday. I definitely have to do one of those days as well before I leave, just so I can really get feels for it, right? And carry it around a little bit and see how it is, right? Like, is it really super hard? Is it really a burden? And also, never mind, tomorrow I have to use my tripod anyhow here, right, for that white ribbon cloth. So I might as well just do it tomorrow. Just do it tomorrow. So yeah, I'll officially end. I'll start working on these films, and then yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. See the light. Alright guys, now it's just me and one other car. So, crazy. Can't believe we're the only 2 people here. I know it is the normal work week, Monday through Friday. It's Wednesday, but still, who would have thought somebody would be here? Retired people even? What the heck? Yeah. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So it's now What a Miracle Wednesday, because it was so crazy, because last night I was talking about the trio, right? After the sew job, right? And speaking of the sew job though, this is information I'll never be able to retrieve. But one time there was, and what jogged this memory is, whenever I was coming back here today, there were 4 trooper cars at the sew job, which was wild. And there was a time where there was a gun that was reported in the guy's bathroom. And obviously by the time we heard about it, one of the staff that worked there was already right in the guy's bathroom, just making sure nobody went in that stall, right? And somehow it was like tucked up way underneath or something like that. And that time, speaking of like what happens when we die and like near-death experience, well, or death could possibly endure, right? There's a difference, right? And I've already shared the difference between actual near-death experience and, oh my god, death could actually occur, right? Yes. Anyhow, so, um, yes, I did obviously have only like a heart rate jump of like 15 once I heard that, but I remember I got there and they were really quiet and they were like, hey, hey, come here. And I was like, what is it? And they're like, there's been a gun found in the guy's bathroom. And my heart rate only went up 15 that time. But unfortunately, that I actually did try to look at it again, and there was no official time. So, or I'm sorry, there's no official like report anymore for some unknown reason. But it did come up eventually, like after it was in the paper. But I haven't ever been able to find it again, so I can't show the heart rate for that day. But yes, that was another time where my heart rate went up 15. So yes, and speaking of that, yesterday, the photo at the end of the clip yesterday is only because, and I showed you guys this before, when you go to add in just one film, it'll say process up to HD, but it does that whenever you put it onto YouTube anyhow. It says processing, up to HD, right, in so many minutes, right? So, um, you know, um, that photo yesterday was obviously added on because if you do two different clips, it doesn't do that, right? So, since that also happened and I didn't share yesterday the location one, it was actually in the Hurricane Marissa vlog. That's when it was. And that's the one when I shared about the move on, right, and stuff like that. So, anyhow, guys, we're officially gonna go ahead here. We're gonna open these up. Tomorrow, we'll officially try them on, though. I know I said today, but I don't want a super, super, super long, because I do want to do some research into Florida. I still have to add in those. Oops, this is my GoPro shutting off. I do have to also add in, the walking time, approximately, and some other stuff that I want to just really clarify on, yeah, and, yeah, so that'll be fun, and also maybe look at the different souvenir places and such. So there's a lot of different things, and then also if everything does pan out, I do have to get a general idea, maybe like one or two, three different things, and I choose what I want, guys, right? Super Lush Life. Alright, so this should be the first lava bikini. Well, sunset. And I got it here. I got the top and the bottom just because, if indeed those bottoms don't come, I'm probably gonna ask though, probably, oh my god, guys, yes, the sun, and it almost looks like, yeah, it's like those, tropical flowers, right? Oh my god, guys, no way, look at this, a sun, the tropical, like seaweed grass, and then the backs, guys, this is legendary, oh my god. So this takes care of, that second sunset bikini, and then yeah, we just got to get those other bottoms. But even if we don't get those bottoms in time, guys, I'm still gonna ask though, because I do have 3 different days where I'm on the Gulf Coast, so Naples and the 2 days in Clearwater, right, for Blind Pass Beach, right, with the shark teeth and all that. So yeah, guys, oh my god, no, guys, I'm going to look legendary in this. Oh my, and it almost is as nice as the other one, right? That the girl ran out of, you know? Oh my god, no way! Oh my gosh, yes, 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 and more yes, guys. Oh, 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 Alyssa, come on, girl. Get it together. Got the first little piece up here. And then you flip it around, girl. Come on. And then even once you flip it around, you keep it back. See? Alright, guys. Let's see.
Oh! Oh my god, guys. Look at this. Oh my god. Guys, I am going to have the time. Okay, so these are the bottoms. Lava. Lava everywhere. Oh my god. No way. Oh my. Just imagine how, well, I can't show my bottoms now. Um, but oh my god, guys. That is crazy. It looks like it's gonna be dang near a thong, guys. That'll be something. Well, I hope I'm feeling the hot girl summer that day, right? And I probably will, guys. Oh my god. Look at these. Oh, oh my god. And I love how it's done. It can't be mistaken for like cheetah, right? It's like, who wears cheetah, right? So it can't be mistaken for cheetah because you have the pink, right? And oranges, and then that dark brown. Oh, guys, can you imagine this at sunset? Oh my god, guys. This is legendary. Oh my. Whew. That is freaking awesome, guys. I am in love with this so, so much. Oh my gosh. Alright, guys. And then, let's go ahead and open up this. This also came in a teal package, right? So she maybe knew that I was getting ready for Florida. Maybe. Alright, guys. And then I am going to call the post office after this and ask, you know, as well as an update on that, even, and tell them that I did get a, you know, an email, but I just wanted to see on their end if it looks like it's still on its way. So, alright guys, let's check these bottoms out. Ooh, okay, wait, hang on. They're so strappy, you have to figure it out. Okay, no, strap is on the side, right? So you step into it, yeah, so you step into it like this. What? No. Guys, this is the back. This has to be the back. And you step into it here. Right, guys? Yes, definitely. This is for the, yes, and then this is, it's so hard to figure it out. I'm just gonna try it on. I'll do that all by myself, though, because I really gotta cut down on this time, and I also gotta get ready to go swimming here. So, anyhow, guys, I'll talk to you guys real soon. Hey everyone, your girl Liz here. Holy cow, guys, it's now about 4 o'clock. I just got home like 5 minutes ago, and guys, I am so elated with my progress and how well that I did. I literally feel like I have done, you know, arm raises with like 15-20 pound dumbbells like for 10 minutes straight. My arms are like jello, guys. Still. Well, you guys can kind of see it too. You can ask, that's one of those things where it's more of like a feeling, right? Like I said, I can say, oh my god, it smells like skunk terribly right now in my room. But does it actually? Well, you guys can't smell, right? That's the only thing with video format, right? And stuff like that. But anyhow, so yes, holy cow, guys. And then those bilateral traps, too. That's crazy. Oh my god, guys. That was really good. I'm very happy. Now, the big test will obviously be on Friday, right? So I did also hold my breath this time. I didn't actually go under, but I did hold my breath each time. And I got to about 11 or 12 seconds each time. So definitely we'll start working on that. Maybe go on Alyssa Blake's page and see if she has anything that maybe I missed, right? Because I don't really watch her content like all the time, but occasionally when I get a notification about her, right, I'll watch it. So I'll have to go through and see like a diaphragm breathing, right, exercise to really start working on that. But other than that, guys, I am just so elated with how well I did, my strength and my energy through the roof. So I did also want to come on and share speaking last night, and obviously the locker room and obviously the sew job, talking about that, kind of like both of that obviously reminded me of this today. So also, it kind of goes off that girl, right? So that girl was a little bit different, right? She's in her own little world, right? And some would say, that's a dwelling place for dark spirits, right? When she's in her room, right? So she let those spirits in, right? I've actually seen a couple shorts on that for real though. They were like, whenever you do this, right, you leave the spirits, right? The spirits like attach onto you. But anyhow, what I was talking about though with this though is also when you and how it's different is whenever you do have good intentions and it's also very very low, right? But it's not technically the way that it usually goes, right? Um, because there is a fine line between lust and love, right? So obviously, when there's that conversation with me, right, and right God, so whenever I have that conversation, I'm also then rewarded, and I can also be tempted partially. Some would say it's tempted and rewarded at the same time. So it's a positive reward regardless of what comes my way, right? So for example, right, you get to hear and see that kind of stuff in the proper format, right? And actually, technically, changing in front of you isn't a negative, right? Um, like I said, right, 2 seconds, right, and all that, yes. Um, yes, that's not a negative. But you guys get the point, though. Some people would say that is tempting. That's not what's even tempting. She was simply just changing to for work, right? So you get to see that, and then you get to hear, right, about I was anemic, right? So you get to see and hear all of these different things in the way that it should be, right? So for that girl, it was much different. Hers was from a very low spot to it came from such freedom, right? So I can have that's similar feeling, right? Of I'm doing things right? Whenever I hear and see those things in the way that you should, right? Like the non-disgusting way, right? Like you actually hear the way that you would hear it in like a science book, right? Or a biology book, right? About reproductive health, right? Now, obviously, since I'm a girl and I'm with the girls, then obviously I get to hear the girls' side of things with the proper format, right? So you guys get what I'm saying. So I did also want to come on with that because that also kind of went off that spiritual blessings, right? Um, and obviously, again, that girl was much different. She had different things weighing on her, and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, whenever you go about, like, you can kind of have those spiritual gifts, right? That I was talking about last night. So I kind of thought that was really crazy to kind of having those two reminders of the sew job and change in front of me. One, even though I didn't talk about her specifically though last night, but you guys already know the different instances, right, where some girl talk, right, came up, and you get to see and you get to hear that stuff, and it's like you feel positive, right, when you're all alone, right, like I said, and then even when you're out amongst others, you also feel really, really good. Hey everyone, your girl is here, so that'll officially finish today's video. Thank you for watching. Tonight, after I get my shower, I might try on these bikinis and such, and then if I do, I'll probably just save the video and edit it tomorrow, and then tomorrow I can do a 2 for Thursday as well if I really wanted to, so I can have the bikinis be like 40 minutes, or if the remainder of the videos tomorrow are only around 30 minutes, right? Then I'll just have another probably hour 15-minute video again. So that'll be really, really fun. So anyhow, I'll go ahead though and I'll get going and I'll talk to you guys later.